Chris taking a couple jumpers, and it seems like it's a little slower pace at the end.
I think we're doing a better job of getting whatever we want. When it comes to the end of the game, and when you can obviously we have Steph, but when you can have a guy like Chris on the floor who can also get to whatever shot he wants as well, in those situations, I think it's really good for us. And then also, he's not going to have the best defender on him, on Chris, because Steph will have the best defender. So, I thought it was really methodical, and that was good for us. We're starting to kind of pick that, add that to our book, if you will.
Dre, do you feel like the starting five is as connected as you guys can be? And if not, what do you guys got to do to get there?
I think we're connected. I don't think we're playing great, but I don't think it's because of a lack of connection. I think we have some things that we need to improve, but I ain't worried about it.
What stands out to you about Moses Moody's defense this year compared to maybe last year?
He's competing, and he sees the pictures much faster than he did before. He's learning tendencies and different things that guys want to get to. So Moses doing a great job on both ends of the floor. And that's why he's in the rotation the way he is and giving us the minutes that he's been giving us.
Steve was kind of alluding to the defensive rating of the starters as kind of a trouble spot right now. What isn't going right defensively?
I think we all have to be better. I don't think our shell has been great. Our shell has been kind of all over the place and not starting with a sense of urgency. So then a team hit a couple shots and they're feeling good, and then it's just kind of spiraling and you're trying to stop the bleeding. So I think we just got to get off to better starts, and our shell need to be much tighter.
Draymond, this is the final year of the Arthur Hill Saginaw High boys men's basketball rivalry. What does that mean to you through your time playing there?
I mean, it's huge. You grow up going to Saginaw High and games versus Arthur Hill. I remember when they would be at the Civic Center. It's the hottest ticket in the state when those teams would play each other. And so it was always a dream as a kid growing up in Saginaw to play in that rivalry. And, I'm happy that I had the opportunity to play in that rivalry. And it'll be something that we won't forget. It sucks that it's coming to an end, but just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Any particular memory or game that sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, when we went up 24-0 at Heritage in districts. Mike Green hit 6 threes to start the game, and them boys was toast on our way to the championship. It was great, and they had no answer. That was my favorite moment.
How do you feel right now? How do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good, feel like my condition is starting to turn the corners. Not quite where I wanted to be yet, but be that I missed all the training camp and all the preseason games. What's this, my 5th game? Something like that. I think I'm ahead of where I thought I'd be, so I feel pretty good for the most part. I feel confident. I think I have to play better defensively, though, but that also comes with my conditioning level, continuing to rise and rise.
You've obviously played with one of the greatest point guards of all time, Steph Curry. Have another one.
Or the greatest point guard of all time. I'll take that one, yeah. What about him?
Then you have another one in your locker room with Chris Paul. So you know what a good guard play looks like. Pistons have Cade Cunningham. First time really on the court in the past couple of years. What do you see from him just on the court?
I mean, get a chance to see Steph and Chris every day. Obviously playing against Chris for so many years, you know what he's capable of. But Cade is a special talent, and with the size that he has, the ball handling, he don't really have any weak spots. He can handle the ball. He can get to the mid range. He can shoot the three great. He can get to the basket and finish. So. I think, Cade's going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time in this league. He's really, shown what he's capable of since he stepped foot in the league, and he continues to get better.
Is there anybody that puts you into a mind to him?
Cade, anybody that like I would compare him to? Yeah. I mean, when you start talking 6'7" guards, Penny Hardaway, you start getting to like some graces. There's not many 6'7" guards, so I'm not sure, who I would compare him to right off the top of my head, but I know he's a really good player and has an opportunity to be great if he continues to work and put it together.
What's your early impression of Thompson as a defensive guy?
Man, I love him and his brother. They play the game the right way. They're hard-nosed guys. They defend. They make the right play. They don't get outside of themselves. I think Houston and Detroit got really special talents in those guys. It's like they were built to play in the NBA, you know. And so I enjoy watching them play. And you know, other guys in this rookie class, when you look at this rookie class, it doesn't really look like a rookie class. Like even our 2 rookies, like you put those guys in the game, and they don't make mistakes that rookies make, you know. And it's the same thing like for the Thompson twins and Wemby, you know, and you start to look down the list. Even Marcus Sasser, like they don't look like rookies, you know. And so I think it's an incredible class. But the Thompson twins, like, I don't know, man. I feel a way about the Thompson twins and Wemby because those guys are making it much harder for me to continue to make all defensive teams as these young guys come in defending the way they're defending, you know. So I'm happy to see it, you know, happy to see young guys coming into this league taking on the challenge of defending. You know, so many young guys come into this league like, I got to score. It's all about scoring. How can I get my shot off? And it's such the wrong mindset to come in with. So it's good to see these young guys coming in with a different mindset.
And just one more quick thing, just your early, I know you've seen them once, but just your impression of this young team. Obviously they're missing a lot of their guys, but what they're trying to do here, what we were trying to build.
I think they're doing a great job. They're starting back to get Detroit Pistons guys. You know, you look at Thompson, Stewie, Jalen Duren, Marcus Sasser. Like they're starting back to get Cade, like to get Detroit Pistons type players, you know, and I think that's great. You got to be cut a certain way to play for the Pistons and actually successfully do that, you know. So I think they're starting back to get in the mode, in that mode of getting those types of guys, and you're starting to see it in their play. Played us super tough tonight with half of their team out, you know, and yet it's the next guy up mentality. And when you start seeing teams with a next guy up mentality, that team is ready to take another step. And I think they're ready to take another step, and then you add into the fold that they got a great coach in Monty. Great staff, Jared Jack on the staff. Like they got some really good things brewing for them here. And, you know, me as a guy from the state of Michigan, I'm always rooting for them and want to see them do well. Except when they play us. They kicked our ass twice last year, but always want to see them do well, and I think they're building in the right direction.
Draymond Green's going to put on the headset and talk to us. And Draymond, I know it's always special to come home, always even a little more special to come home with a win.
Absolutely. This team's been getting at us when we come in this building the last few years. So last year they beat us both games. So it's good to come home, get a win. Then obviously coming off of last night's game where we let one get away. You don't want to start to let a trip spiral in the wrong direction, you know. And so it was important for us to come out and get a win. I don't think, you know, we didn't play a great 48 minutes of basketball, but I think down the stretch, JK and CP and Dario, once again, those guys turned the game for us, and then we were able to come back and close it out.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to watch Dario Saric work, and you're a basketball aficionado, a basketball savant. Watching Chris Paul and Saric work, that's like artistry, those guys.
It 100% is, and, you know, those guys have a chemistry. I remember talking to CP this summer, and right away, once he found out, like, Dario was our number one target, he was on it. And he's like, Dario, it'll be great for us. We can do this and we can do that. And then you can tell their chemistry is there. And teams are starting the game plan for those two guys, you know. So we'll have to go back to the drawing board. We haven't had any practice time in the last 2 weeks. So, you know, we'll go back to the drawing board and figure it all out. But that group has been great for us, especially those two.
Feels like we've been on the road for a month.
Absolutely. I mean, we have, though. We went home for a day and a half, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're right back.
Unpacked,
you know?
impact. Yeah,
absolutely.
impact.
But nonetheless, that is the Steph Curry effect when you got a bunch of national TV games, and we're not going to complain about that. You got to take what the schedule gives you, and you know, I think overall we're doing a pretty good job.
You're a Saginaw guy, you're a Michigan guy, and I know the
Michigan State
guy. I meant Michigan
I'm just
resident.
Michigan
resident. But so tell me a little bit what you see with the Pistons. You grew up watching the Pistons. What do you see with this young team?
Well, I see that they're starting to get Detroit Pistons guys again. I'm not sure if that's Ausar Thompson or Amen Thompson, but whichever one it is, he's a Detroit Piston guy. Yeah. You look at a Marcus Sasser, that is a Detroit Piston guy. Isaiah Stewart, a Detroit Piston guy. You know, when you start talking about the history of the Pistons, those are Pistons guys. So what you're starting to see now is they are bringing in Detroit Pistons guys. And, you know, we struggled tonight, and that team is looking a lot better. And then that's also a team that's missing Alec Burks, that's missing Bogdanovich, that was missing Jalen Durant, that's missing Monte Morris. You know, so they're building in the right direction. They brought Mane in, who's a great coach in this league, been a great coach for years. Those guys are under the tutelage of my vet, Jared Jack. You know, and so I love what they're building. George David and Troy Reaver and those guys, I love what they're doing, moving this thing in the right direction, and we want to see the Pistons back.
Jared Jack hit a lot of big shots for the Golden State Warriors, I can tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Hey, always fun. Go hang out with family and friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tim.
Draymond Green joining us here tonight. He had a total of 6 points, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds in the win tonight. And you can tell by just listening to the way he talks, he can look at a basketball team and tell you how they're playing and who the important guys are. I love talking hoop with Draymond.